Okay, we are on page 102, verse number 89. Okay, that the verse number 89 is description of the Buddhahood, free from latent tendencies. Latent tendencies meaning the imprints or the latencies of the afflictive obscurations, which are already removed since long time ago, and the cognitive obscurations. Free from latent tendencies, you are inconceivable. Conceivable. So remember, what we did was that the we smash the vase and the light inside simply spreads everywhere to the infinity. That becomes inconceivable. You are inconceivable. Samsara's latent tendencies, they can be conceived. For example, we, the ordinary beings, samsaric beings, we have a latent tendencies. Then the demerits, shortcomings that we have, we can see them instantly. We see what the shortcomings of the individual, but the Buddha's qualities, the qualities, they are inconceivable. So when we see that, when you think about the Buddha's qualities, then the desire to become Buddha will become very strong. You are completely inconceivable. Through what could you be realized? So your qualities are something which nobody can really conceive, meaning that your qualities are so infinite that you can't really conceive. Particularly, it says that the Buddha's mental qualities, they are what the ordinary people meaning sentient beings, cannot have direct access. The mental qualities, they are so inconceivable. And then particularly thinking about the manifestations, for example, like the manifestations which the ordinary people we cannot really conceive of. Like one example is that the world, the universe is not made smaller, and then you don't become bigger, and yet the universe can be fit into you. So all these, the manifestations, are the Buddha's qualities, which the ordinary people, ordinary meaning sentient beings, arahats, shravakas, they cannot really do anything of such performance. And the in fact, the just Milarepa, he attained Buddhahood, and when he attained that, there was one disciple. His disciple, I would say that the closest disciple, but then the Venerable Gambapa became the most important disciple. And Rijungpa is the most closest disciple. But Rijungpa, unlike his teacher, Milarepa is more into the practice, the faith and the practice. And of course, he's extremely intelligent. His realizations, when conveyed, they are extremely profound. But his student has the element of the academic, the inclination. So at one point, and the student knows that his teacher only teaches how to meditate, that's it, but nothing about astrology, nothing about medicine, nothing about the science, art, logic, and so forth. Then he requested the teacher that he be allowed to go to India to learn these sciences. And the teacher said, you don't have to go. You don't have to go. And he was a little unhappy. The student, who was that? He was a little unhappy. Of course, that tradition, the Guru devotion, is so important. And so he was a little unhappy. And in a way, Joseph Milarepa was what he was indicating, whether you learn the medicine, astrology, logic, arts, aesthetics, whatever you learn, eventually you are to become Buddha, to be involved with beings. And then you can become Buddha without having to go to India. No need to go to India. So just be with me, follow what I taught you, learn this, and you'll become Buddha. And the student was still not too convinced. So there's a tremendous urge to go to India to learn these arts, these sciences. So what happened was that the student was a little unhappy. So teacher is very smart, he could sense it. And then one day the teacher said, okay, you accompany me, you come with me. Then the teacher, just Milarepa, how many of you do not know about him? Raise hands. how many you do not know about him? Geshe Milarepa, raise hands. Okay. If you see Geshe Milarepa's the paintings, you will see that just the ordinary person, very thin, like a green body or blue body, and very fragile, and the clothes very like just a symbol. The what? Like what? Uh, what is fakir? Huh? Mendicant. Yeah, like a mendicant, and very simple clothes, one piece, and this is the impression you get. And then he called the student, come with me. And the student reluctantly followed the teacher. And and so teacher, he he has no attachment to any worldly thing. Of course, he's revered as somebody who attained Buddhahood within a single lifetime. And on the way, they found the yaghorn. Yaghorn. Yag is an animal, a horn. And the teacher told the student, pick this up. We will find use of this later. And the student, because that he was, unhappy, might is not given permission to go to India. So that flared his, unhappiness. So what? My teachers is supposed to have the given up attachment. But look, now he's attached to even this small horn. What is this? So, but reluctant, he picked it up, carried with him. And then in the middle of nowhere, just barren land, suddenly there was a thunderstorm, hailstorm, and nowhere to run, no tree, no nothing, just the barren land. And the teacher disappeared. And the student, of course, his devotion teacher is so deep, but that's superficial, his desire to learn all these arts. That was what he's not getting from his teacher. So deep inside devotion so much, and he was saying, Venerable Sir, where are you? Where are you? He was looking for the teacher. And he could see nowhere. And he could not find any shelter under which to take shelter. He could not find anything. So he was calling his teacher. And then suddenly he could hear a very faint voice which said that, my spiritual child, I'm here. He could hear it, but he didn't know where this voice is coming from. Finally, this voice is coming from the yaghorn. And he was confused. It's coming from the yaghorn, and still thunder, hailstorm, right? And he could not find any place to take shelter. So he just looked into the yaghorn. He could see that his teacher was sitting inside. And teacher was protected from the yaghorn, was protecting the teacher from the hailstorm and these things. And the teacher, and he looked and he saw his teacher there. And his teacher told Jizam Rijumba, my child, if you feel that you are as competent as your teacher, come. I have not reduced the size of my body. I have not increased the size of the yaghorn. If you think that you are as competent as the teacher, come. There's a space here. Come. So this is the miracle powers are something which the sentient beings cannot perform. Only the Buddhists can perform. In a way, the Geshe Milarepa was indicating that your teacher has already attained Buddhahood. So your job is to attain Buddhahood. This you will attain even though you don't go to India. You can see it. So because of his little bit of uneasiness feeling towards Geshe Milarepa, the teacher. So finally the teacher said that, okay, you are somebody who is very gifted in ways that you have an incredible, say, the back, what is that, support of the merit. But because of your is the uneasiness with your teacher that felt it is a karmic obscuration that you will not attain Buddhahood the next 3 lives. Otherwise, it is said that he was going to attain Buddhahood within a single lifetime, his student also. But it said that you will not attain Buddhahood for the next 3 lives. So that is 3 lives your Buddhahood is pushed because of your karmic, negative karma you have accumulated of not feeling, feeling uneasiness with your teacher. So this was, so in a way, this is the medical power of the Buddhas. So it says that 89, free from latent tendencies, you are inconceivable. Samsara's latent tendencies, they can be conceived. You are completely inconceivable. Through what could you be realized? Your qualities, through what? Who can really realize these qualities? So which means, therefore, because that these qualities are amazing, you can just benefit all the sentient beings simultaneously. And particularly when you feel that, for example, like what I said earlier, somebody who has that experience, you have somebody to be taken care of at home. In the hospital, you have to run to take care of the person there. When you're in the hospital, the person at home is neglected. When you're in the home, then the hospital is neglected. You cannot reach out to everyone. So this is our limitation. So from this, then when we think of the compassion, bodhicitta, we see there are infinite beings. Even 2 people, I find difficulty not being able to help both simultaneously. Infinite, how can I help? Attain Buddhahood, so that we can help all the beings simultaneously. So this is benefit. Number 90, verse number 90. Beyond the entire sphere of speech, outside Buddha's qualities. Buddha's qualities are beyond the entire speech. We cannot really utter. No matter how much you utter the qualities of Buddhas, the qualities that you express is so small in comparison with the actual qualities of Buddha attained. Beyond the entire sphere of speech, outside the range of all senses, ordinary sentient being senses, they cannot see the Buddha's qualities complete. To be realized by mental knowing. But it is not that we cannot realize them. We can realize them. We can realize them through inference, through reasons, so forth. You can infer. But to really see them, even if you are 10 ground bodhisattva, you cannot really see all the qualities of Buddhas, which is so vast. I bow to and praise whatever is suitable to say the Buddha's qualities, whatever I can conceive of, to that I bow and praise. 91. In this manner of gradual engagement. Okay, gradual engagement meaning that para, some gradual progress along the path and the 10 grounds. The highly renowned children of the Buddhas, renowned children. Sometimes you see in the English translation, you see the children of the Buddha, children of the victors. Simply means bodhisattvas. Because, for example, child of the king is going to eventually become the king. Like the bodhisattvas, they're eventually going to become the Buddhas. So highly renowned children of the Buddhas, meaning the bodhisattvas, through the wisdom of the cloud of Dharma, see phenomena's empty nature. Wisdom of the cloud of Dharma. Wisdom to see the ultimate reality. That will see the true nature, the emptiness nature. 92. Once their minds are cleansed completely, they have gone beyond samsara's depths. So once our mind is removed from mental defilements, then Dharmadhatu becomes manifest completely. They rest calmly on a throne whose nature is a giant lotus. So this is a description of when you become a Buddha, when you become aware, all mental defilements are gone, then in the eyes of the sentient beings, meaning in the eyes of the Arya Bodhisattvas, they see you as a Sambhogaya on the giant lotus. Lotus is symbolic of the purity, perfection, and so forth in Akanishta. Whereas for the ordinary beings like us in Bodh Gaya, 2,500 years ago, Prince Siddhartha, he under the Bodhi tree, he became enlightened. Okay. 93. Everywhere they are surrounded by lotuses that number billions in the many jeweled petals light. So which means that where in the eyes, what we see as the someone who's enlightened or something good. So for the Buddhas, actually, they can manifest in any form, not necessarily there's a fixed idea that when you become a Buddha, you can manifest in any form, whatever form the beneficent sentient beings, you manifest in that form. But this restriction is given that for us to get an overall picture how the Buddhas, when you become Buddha, but how the miracles can happen. Okay. And with enters enthralling beauty. So describing the beauty of the environment when you become a Buddha in which you manifest. Okay, 91. So these are now the quick qualities. The many qualities indicated. For example, what mentioned here, the tenfold powers, which we read earlier, they overflow with tenfold powers. Immerse with the the fearlessness, never straying from the inconceivable, the Buddha Dharma. In the Buddha Dharma here, better go for the qualities. Buddha Dharma, without reference point, meaning we say the Buddha qualities, inconceivable, without reference point referring to being inconceivable. 95. Through all the actions of outstanding conduct, the merit and the wisdom are complete. They are consummated, complete. This full moon, the metaphor for the Buddha. This full moon, symbolic of the Buddha, is surrounded by the stars, symbolic of the Bodhisattvas. There is retinue. In the sun, there is a Buddha's hand. Stainless jewels shine their light. So, the Buddha, they give the metaphor of the sun. Stainless jewels shine their light. Light, symbolic of these are the Buddhas to benefit the beings. Through empowering the eldest children meaning the 10 bhumi, the Bodhisattvas on 10 bhumis. The Buddhas, they empower the Bodhisattvas on 10 bhumi to become Buddhas. They bestow empowerment on them, empower them to become Buddhas. Okay. 97. Abiding in this yoga that is so great, with divine eyes, they behold worldly beings debased by ignorance. So this is how, when you become a Buddha, then they say you see everything with the divine eyes as they are, and then you help the beings who have been inflicted by ignorance, distraught and terrified by suffering. 98. From the bodies, without effort, light rays are being formed. So when you become Buddha, then from your bodies, the light rays emanate to all the directions, beaming forth and open wide the gates for those who are engulfed in the ignorance gloom. So those who are suffering like us with ignorance, so these lights, they help us to, the lights, of course, in the form of metaphor, to dispel the darkness of us in the form of manifesting in different forms, in the form of, say, your colleagues, friends, teachers, and so forth, and then connecting you to the Dharma. And this is how the Buddhists benefit the beings. So from this, the message that we can take is that when you become a Buddha, this is how we should be doing. And then it's not necessary to wait till we become Buddha. Even as an ordinary person like now, you and me. So wherever we go, say people, when you see some children who are really fighting against the parents, don't feel you are just a hopeless person. Instead of that, make friends with them and encourage them not to fight with the parents, not to waste your time in the trivialities, and rather do something meaningful. I remember when I was, I think, what age? 12 or 13 in the school. 12, 13 in the winter, during the winter break. 2 months, it's almost like 3 months, winter break. And the other children, they all go for a winter holiday to their parents' place. And then some of us, we are left there in the school, but school is so kind, took care of us, feed us, place to stay. And there was one cook. He himself, illiterate. I remember that So when we pass by that cook, I think his name is still, I remember, it must be now of like almost 45 years ago. 45 perhaps, almost, yeah, 45, 46 years ago. And he would say that, hey, the boys, in a day, although it's holiday for you, but in a day, make sure that you read books at least 1 or 2 hours a day. That he would advise us. Very precious. I could remember his face, so kind. I remember that. So that way, then these are things that we can do in our own capacity to help others, to encourage, and particularly the young ones who are fighting with their parents. They just, in very skillfully encourage them not to fight with the parents. Don't waste your time after like this. Of course, we need to be also examples, right? You say, don't fight with the parents, you fight with the parents. Then it doesn't work. So these are things that in our own ways. So what is taught here, the qualities of the Buddha, how the Buddha manifests beings. From there, we can do something similitude of that. Not necessarily, of course, only when we become Buddha, we can do that in full form. But it is be in a similitude, something which is similitude of what the Buddha does. This is something we can do. Okay, 98. From their bodies without effort, light rays are beaming forth and open wide the gates for those who are engulfed in ignorance gloom. 99. It is held that those in nirvana with remainder into nirvana without remainder pass, but here the actual nirvana is mind that is free from any stain. Okay, so we see that nirvana with remainder, nirvana without remainder. A nirvana or arhats with remainder, arhats without remainder. What is meant by that is that there's somebody, anybody who attains arhatship, meaning attains nirvana, liberation, eradicates self-grasping ignorance. The person attains nirvana. Attaining nirvana, but say for example, the person today, somebody attains nirvana in the meditation, the person still has this body. This body is contaminated body. Yes, this body is the same body what he or she had before he or she became arhat, before attaining the nirvana. So this body is the same, but the mind, self-grasping ignorance is removed. The mind is pure, but the body is just the contaminated body. So because of which, this is known as the nirvana with remainder, short form of with the remainder of the samsaric aggregate, samsaric body. You're getting this meaning, nirvana with remainder. So when you, then as I Cheng said, that when you die, then you leave this body, the remainder is left. Then your nirvana becomes nirvana without remainder. Then you become absolutely pure. Okay, so it is held that those in nirvana with remainder, they pass into nirvana without remainder. But here, the real nirvana, the actual nirvana is the mind that is free from any stain. Nirvana means liberation, liberation from mental stains, right? Liberation from mental stains. The liberation from complete mental, all mental stains. That is the best of nirvana, because at that point you attain whatever you aspired, whatever you aspired before. What did you aspire? Day one we were here. What did we say? What was your goal, Ivanka?
Fearlessness and 100%.
Wow. Okay. Fearlessness and 100% nirvana. Some people say 101%. I don't know whether it's possible, but she said 100%. 100% happiness and fearlessness. Okay. So we see that when you attain that, done. That is the best of the attainment. Whereas attaining nirvana with remainder, without remainder, what's the problem? What's the problem? There, afflictive obscurations are removed, but not the cognitive obscurations. You still have the cognitive obscurations. But when I attain that state where all the defilements are removed, you remove both afflictive and cognitive. That's state of cessation. Nirvana is the best of nirvana. Okay. But here the actual nirvana is the mind that is free from any stain. 100. Okay, now we're almost done. The non-beings or the non-entityness. In other words, emptiness of objective existence, to make it short, to make it easy. Emptiness of objective existence of all the beings. This nature is a sphere. Sphere meaning this nature is what, when you become a Buddha, will continue to see. You getting it? Continue to see. Okay, so what the Gulbahar said, whether it's a seeing or experiencing. You get this good question. Okay, seeing emptiness or experiencing emptiness, what is it? What do you think? Of course, I don't expect you have realized emptiness. I've realized emptiness. No, we have not realized emptiness. Don't worry. Just we can speculate. What do you think? Seeing emptiness or experiencing emptiness? Dinzi Ramdul, you said something? Oh, here. Both. Smart. Okay. Now we are left with no choice. Both. All right. Okay. Why both? Tell me. That's very interesting answer.
And since you said we are not experienced, right? It's just like...
Okay. I just speculated. The safer.
No, it's not just a speculation. I think so.
I think so. How? What makes you think?
Well, then how will you realize that you reached to that level of the emptiness? You experience that, right? Going from one level to that and so on. And then you're experiencing, you're feeling it. But then since there is a level of seeing, it means that we see it. And then whatever level is added out is just like the new experiences happening.
Wow. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
I think that seeing is emptiness. Seeing in cognitive way, what I think about it is I see the possibility of that, but I see that the real understanding of the experience.
Okay, so what it is saying?
I see what I don't see in the world. I see what I see that the possibility of that. I don't have the fully grasping of that because it's not experience. But the experience is...
Okay, what it says something very interesting. It is said seeing has this amazing. What it is saying is that seeing has a connotation of cognitive activity. Cognitive. I cognize the flower. Seeing. You're getting it? So emptiness is a cognitive activity. Wisdom of emptiness, with respect to emptiness, is a cognitive relationship. So therefore, seeing is there. At the same time, it's not like seeing emptiness there. For example, oh, I feel the pain. I feel the joy. You're getting, I experience the joy. Experience something internal, not outside. So this experience of emptiness is not something like outside object, it's internal experience. So experience as well as seeing both, right? I'm so impressed by Ai Cheng's answer. Seeing and experiencing both. Amazing. Okay, let's now finish this off. This nature are the non-beings of all beings, meaning the emptiness of objective existence of all beings. This nature is a sphere meaning the object of apprehension. This nature, emptiness of objective existence of all the beings, is what is the object of apprehension. Sphere here meaning is the object of apprehension of the Buddhas. The mighty bodhicitta, seeing it, is fully stainless Dharmakaya. So that realization, emptiness in its full form, experience of that in the full form is known as stainless Dharmakaya. Full form meaning all the mental stains are gone. So which obstructs you from seeing emptiness so clearly, all the mental stains are gone, that becomes the stainless Dharmakaya. Okay, 101. In the stainless Dharmakaya, the sea of the wisdom finds its place. Okay, so this is known as the sea of wisdom. Sea means the vastness. Vastness, sea. The wisdom, the wisdom which sees the emptiness of all phenomena. The sea of the wisdom finds its place in this experience of the stainless Dharmakaya. And then while you are in the wisdom of emptiness, when you become a Buddha, you get access to, from we've learned earlier. When you punch the hole, then the light inside beams forth in all directions. No obstruction. Yes, you agree? No obstructions. Okay, so no obstructions mean nothing will obstruct your the light beaming forth, your dharmakaya, the dharmadhatu, beaming forth in all 10 directions. So which means that you have to act, nothing can stop you from seeing both the truths simultaneously. Nothing can stop you. Which two truths? Conventional truth and the ultimate truth. Nothing can stop you from seeing both simultaneously. In other words, you see both the truths simultaneously. So seeing ultimate reality, you are in the vast expanse of emptiness, non-dual experience of emptiness. Seeing the conventional reality, you are able to benefit the beings. You're getting simultaneously. So therefore, the Heart Sutra, thus have I heard once, when the Buddha was absorbed in the meditation concentration. So there, the Buddha, in the eyes of ordinary beings, the Buddha was absorbed in meditative concentration. But the Buddha has direct access to both the truths. When you become Buddha, you have direct access to both the truths. So, by seeing emptiness, you are not affected by any external reality, any external things. By seeing the conventional truth, you can effectively benefit the beings simultaneously. You're getting it? Whereas for us, when you go into the emptiness meditation, you're cut off from the conventional world. You cannot benefit the beings. For example, like what I said, say when you take care of your child at home, your mother is in the hospital. You cannot reach to the hospital. When you go to take care of the mother at the home, then your child at home is neglected. You can do both. Whereas as a Buddha, you can do both simultaneously, not just both, infinitely simultaneously. Okay, this is the unique quality of the Buddha. The seed of wisdom finds its place. That is the abiding in the wisdom of emptiness. Then on the other side, wisdom of the conventional truth, like the variegated jewels. Variegated jewels meaning the vajra. The vajra is used for, so Buddha's vajra is used for performing deeds for the other sentient beings. So this is metaphor. Variegated jewels, beings' welfare is fulfilled from it. From this, say the Buddha's non-dual wisdom. That is like the jewel, like the vajra, and this non-dual wisdom, seeing the conventional truth directly, the infinite conventional truth directly, so the Buddha is able to do the welfare of all sentient beings simultaneously. Okay, good.
Yes, then that is the non-dual wisdom of emptiness, seeing the non-duality
But say non-dual wisdom of emptiness, seeing the non-duality, non-dualistic way, it happens from the paragate, not necessarily when you part of seeing. Yes. Okay. So what we do is that, okay, as a gesture of auspiciousness, this is the tradition. As a gesture of auspiciousness, then I read it once more, few passages from the beginning, as a gesture of auspiciousness, so that this teaching, when I start from somewhere, leave somewhere means I will again continue. Meaning this teaching will be continued in the future. The teaching does not stop there. This is just a tradition. In Praise of Dharmadhatu by Arya Nagarjuna, I pay homage to the youthful Aramajeshwari. I bow to the Dharmadhatu, which resides in every sentient being. But if they are not aware of it, they cycle through realms. Due to just that being purified, what is such samsara's cause, this very purity is the nirvana. Likewise, Dharmakaya is just this. While it is blended with milk, but its essence appears not. Likewise, in afflictions makes Dharmadhatu is not seen. Once you have cleansed it from milk, but its essence is without a stain. Just so, when affliction is purified, the Dharmadhatu becomes stainless. Okay. Done. So now we'll do a little bit of question answers there. I've got several questions here, and I think that the question that this girl asked, what question did you ask? Last question, you remember? What did you ask?
Louder. Okay, Mike. Louder.
When you die, some people have it easy that some people for what I it's the first of the family
Then,
then
how to make it easier?
yeah, how to prepare yourself for like what we can do in the present to prepare beforehand and then use the something. Is there any way?
Okay, so then from listening to this girl's question, from when did you answer? Yesterday? From yesterday and today, I can see all composite things impermanent. Right? All composite things are impermanent, right? Yesterday we was talking about the difficulty, and today that is gone. Okay, so the question that she's asking, a very important question, very practical question, and many people go through this problem, and that we don't know how to tackle this. So what we say is that first, and then in this context, I think Gulmohar brought the issue of the euthanasia and so forth. Yes, you remember? Okay. So the question is that this is a very serious matter, and I'm sure that we all have to know this. To know this, and then see how relevant it is for you. You're bound to meet with such people in the future, and you can help them. There was almost about like 20 years ago. There was the lady who wrote to me saying that her, I think it was a pet dog. Her pet dog was suffering from multiple organ failures, and she was carrying this dog to the vet, and the vet said that you have to put this dog to sleep, which means euthanasia. You're getting it? And she asked, what should I do? You getting it? This question asked. Okay, in this context, it's not exactly the same, but similar. Like, say, if there's somebody who's suffering terribly badly and bedridden for long duration, and you are suffering, and your family members are suffering, and you're not getting any better, and you're so much of pain, and your family members, they're also becoming, tired, exhausted, and then it involves so much expenses and so forth. So what should we do? This question. So what I told this lady is that and what she said is that I don't want to put her to sleep, put the dog to sleep. At the same time, the dog is suffering terribly, which means it's put to sleep. So this is the dilemma. What should I do? Then I told her, don't put the dog to sleep. Don't put the dog to sleep. So what do? You do one thing. You do one thing. Every day before you go to bed, before you go to your job, make sure that you caress the dog, pet the dog, and with love, truly feel this love towards the dog, and say mantras. Yedarma hetu prabhava, hetum desham tathagatu evata desham jagat nirvata evam vadyama ashramas. Om mani pemo, Om Om muni muni ma muni so. Recite these mantras. All composite things impermanent. All contaminant things are permanent. Recite these and just keep petting the dog with tenderness, love. Even if you come back from the work, again, first thing that you do is just go to cuddle the dog. Again, caress. Again, recite the mantras. Forget about the dogs and animals. Even the human beings, how many human beings get this chance to hear the mantra before they die? Even the humans being, they don't get the chance. Even how many human beings, they die like animals without anybody reciting mantra for them. And your dog is extremely fortunate that he or she is getting the opportunity to hear the mantras and mantras with so much joy that you die, rebirth is guaranteed, good rebirth is guaranteed. Human beings are not as fortunate as your dog. Your dog is fortunate. If you put him to sleep, finish this opportunity for him or her to be connected with the Dharma to the next life, for rebirth with Dharma and so forth, is being severed. So from that point of view, your dog is, if you don't put her to sleep, your dog is extremely fortunate and you are doing incredibly great service to your dog if you really love the dog. Then she decided to do that. After a few days, I received another email. She said that, wow, this is magic. And she said that as I caress the dog, and I said, the moment I start to recite the mantras, the dog was looking at me like this, as though like telling you that I'm listening to you. Wow, that's amazing. Just imagine how many, the 8 billion human beings, and how many beings are dying today, right now. How many beings are dying? Minimum, let's say 500,000 dying. Minimum 500,000 dying. And how many of them are hearing the mantras? They die like animals without mantra being heard. But this dog is hearing the mantras. Not only hearing the mantra, hearing the mantra with joy and receptivity, which is so precious. This will guarantee that this dog is going to take a favorite birth next time. And you are creating this same situation for the dog. You are so kind. This is your expression of love. So likewise, what we can do is that in the case of the human beings, even though somebody's lying there in the bed for too long, right? Too long, and then they say it's a problem for the family members, problem for the sick person, and for the family members side, they say you should think of, okay, this can happen to anybody, not necessarily to you. It can also happen to me. You're getting each one of us. You should not think that I am a mortal or immortal. What's the English word? Deathless. Huh?
Immortal.
The person who's nursing the bedridden the patient, don't think that I am immortal. Don't think that. One day I can be in the same bed, right? So with this, if the people around you, helping you, if they show reluctance, how sad will you feel? So if I do the same thing, how much sad this person will feel? So I have a huge responsibility, not just thinking of today, this life, but think of many lifetimes. It's a great opportunity for me to be of giving special care to somebody who is so desperate. This is what the Buddha taught. Papa Mia Pamata. This is the verse paraphrased by Acharya Vasubandhu of what the Buddha taught. Papa Mia Pamata Nevatani Chumala Kede Chanju Sambala Yuni Shildu Mebai. Meaning that even though the person you are serving is not the awakened Arya beings, but if it's your parents or the sick people, the merit that you committed far excels anything else. And the Buddha really encouraged people to take care of the sick and the ill people. So what happened was, at the time when with the Buddha, one day the Buddha asked all the monks, okay, you go for your alms round. You all go for your, don't wait for me. You all go for your alms round. And then the Buddha stayed behind. And the Buddha's chief attendant was that Ananda. Ananda also stayed behind. The rest left for the alms round. In the absence, what the Buddha did, Buddha went for inspection, to inspect each of the rooms. And in one room, there was a very elderly monk, and the feces, urine, everything in the bed, and bedridden, sick, bedridden, nobody taking care of the elderly monk. Then the Buddha asked Ananda, bring some water in a bucket. Then Ananda brought water. Then the Buddha removed all the clothes and Buddha started to give a wash, give a bath. And Ananda said, no, Venerable Sir, I will do it. The Buddha said, no, when it comes to sick people, that I'm a teacher, it doesn't work. For sick people, anybody should be there to help. So the Buddha himself gave a bath to the elderly monk and removed all the dirty clothes and gave him new clothes. And then the Buddha told all the monks when they come back, now that this is reality, any new monastic, anybody who joins new monastic, we should make sure that you'll be connected with one senior teacher. So that is going to be like your fatherly figure, and you are going to be like the son-like figure to be connected. When your teacher becomes sick, you should take the charge to help. When a student becomes sick, the mentor should take charge to help the student. Don't think that I'm a teacher, so therefore you have to take care of yourself. No, the teacher should take charge. So where these are the indications of what's meant by the Buddha, all the Buddha's teachings grounded on compassion. So with this in mind, no matter how much it takes, no matter how much time it takes, just keep in mind that, okay, whatever I do here, I make sure that it becomes a dharma. Serving somebody else or attending to the family member who is sick for months, years. So I will make sure that what I'm doing is a dharma practice. It's a dharma practice with no feeling of uneasiness, but feeling of kindness, compassion. Remember the Buddha's teachings. If the Buddha were here with me today, he'll for sure advise me to continue to serve. He'll be so happy to see that I'm serving. So you remember that, even just to think that I'm doing this in line with the advice the Buddha gave, that becomes dharma. So then what you're doing is dharma, and in the future lifetime, you never know that you may be the one who will be in bedridden for like years and years. So there, because of you accumulate so much of karma, purification happens. So in a way, some people, they spend hours and hours, days, months, years and years going to in the Himalayas. For what? Practice dharma. For what? To bring up transformation. You here serving somebody, this is what makes the Buddha very happy. If this is not dharma, where's the dharma? Going to Himalaya. If this is, oh no, I don't get a chance to go to Himalaya to practice dharma, I'm always attending to the sick person here. This is where we are, what the Buddha taught, and this is our ignorance. So what we are serving, keep in mind the Buddha. The Buddha would be so happy if I do this, and I should do this with love and affection. This is what the Buddha's message, and I do this. This is the best of the dharma for you. Even though the longer it takes, your commitment is stronger. That makes your dharma more pure, more powerful. You're getting it? So many people are watching you. You're getting it? Oh, there's a family there. There's one young girl who's attending to her parents, and then all this already 2 years, still she is so giving so much love and affection. Everybody, they're learning from you. They're not seeing you. But knowing that you are doing this, they are learning from you. You are spreading Dhamma in their heart also. So we can see that you can see the same situation in a very gloomy way. Oh, very tiring. Already 1 year passed, still nothing happening. So we are just trapped there. We cannot go out, right? And you hear suffering. I'm suffering, and everybody's suffering, right? This is one way of looking at it. Or, right? Wow. Remember Buddha and all these great masters, they went to the Himalayas to practice what? To build the compassion. I get the chance here to build my compassion. And Buddha, if he's alive here, if he's right here with me, he'll be so happy. He will encourage me. This is a dharma, right? I'm doing dharma. So what people do in the Himalaya, I'm doing it here, right? In dharma in action. So in Himalaya, they're doing the dharma in theory. Whereas here, theory and action both, right? So the Buddha is so happy. What the Buddha becomes happy, this is a path. And then you are growing. And the patient could see that you are this, you don't feel ill feeling. You feel so much love. The patient appreciates you. The patient will die very peacefully. This is your virtue. And your virtue, compassion grows. And people around, whole family, not family, the villagers around, or the city, town, whatever, all the people they know you, they will say, there's a goal there, right? Amazing. The appreciation with what you're doing, this is a message of the compassion that you are spreading in the hearts of others. It's beautiful, great opportunity. Okay, good.
I was born in a non-toxic. My parents are such ridiculous. They can't stand listening to trust.
Okay, listen, this mantra, right? You're a Christian, but when you die, there's no Christian Buddhist. This mantra will save you. Listen. No, I don't like to hear that. Please say something, Jesus, right? No, mantra. Listen. Om Ye Dharma. Don't do that. You're getting it? Finally, it is not what you are saying. It is what the other person is receiving. If the person does not receive, it does not help. Number one, not only receiving, if the person's averse, person feels aversion, then it is even more harmful. The person accumulates negative karma with respect to the Dharma. So, skillfulness. What should we do? Right? What should we do? What's wrong with Jesus Christ? Jesus Christ, amazing. I think of the Lord Jesus Christ, the stories. It makes me goosebumps on my body. It gives me goosebumps. Amazing. You read the stories of Lord Jesus Christ. Read the stories. Amazing stories of compassion. You're getting it? Compassion. And you tell your mom, right? Oh, I read this. In the Bible, there's one story there about about Jesus Christ, saving the life of one girl, otherwise being to be stoned to death by some men. And reading the story inspires me so but amazing. Jesus Christ, amazing, right? His compassion, amazing. What? He's amazing. Why? Because he's a Jesus Christ. No, because of compassion. So your mother is so happy that you are saying something which she likes to hear, Jesus Christ. And what you are saying is actually the compassion, quality of the compassion of Jesus Christ. Compassion. So her appreciation to compassion happens. And the Buddha came here not to say that you like Buddha. No, you like compassion, right? So the same message, your mother is getting it. You pass through this message very effectively. So, and the mantra you can recite, not verbally, do it mentally. You getting it? So, for example, mentally you can send messages. For example, say some people, when you have some very close relatives coming to see you, no information, but the person comes in a dream, and the next day the person comes. These are some subtle messages being sent, right? So therefore, your compassion, right? So finally, the mother appreciates the compassion of Jesus Christ, and then you also recite the mantra of compassion, mantra of the Buddha, mantra of wisdom of emptiness, so forth. And the person, where the other person receives, you say it verbally. Where the person is not receptive, close-minded, don't say it verbally. Mentally say this. Yes. Okay. Gete chanju sembala, yun ni sheldo meba yin. Yun ni sheldo meba yin. Deyata om gate paragate parasamgate bodhisvatyata om gate paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha. Okay, tell me, what are the things left to be done? Okay, so one is bodhicitta. What else? Emptiness of mind. What else? Emptiness of pain, emptiness of mind, same. Then what else? In praise of dependent origin, this is very important. In praise of dependent origin. Anything else? When I say anything else, means that don't blame me when I leave something uncovered. You're getting it? So now you have to speak. If you don't speak, I'm not responsible. Right? So thus far, only three things: bodhicitta, emptiness of mind or emptiness of pain, and in praise of dependent origination. Done? Nothing? Nothing?
Ishvara, I think the third turning of the wheel, subject matter.
Okay.
Third turning of the wheel of Dhamma, subject matter. Anything else? Okay, now I'm not hearing what you're saying. Okay, good. At 3 o'clock. Yes, 3 prostrations.